Hey y'all, this is Dick Darren from StraightHustling.com. Are you a hunter or just like to target shoot and have a good time? Then you need to check out Freedom Munitions. You can find a link to Freedom Munitions at the bottom of StraightHustling.com. I can't say enough good stuff about Freedom Munitions. It's where I buy my own ammo, great prices, you buy directly online, and it's shipped to your doorstep. It doesn't get any better than that. You can sign up for their email specials and check out their brass buyback program. So please click the link at the bottom of our site, straighthustling.com. Takes you directly to Freedom Munitions and get your hustle on. Let's get on with the show.
St. Peter a kiss. No, I ain't scared. I ain't afraid. Might be the last words you hear me say. Hang around and you'll be bound to see something you don't want to miss. Oh, my beer, watch this.
All right, welcome back, Straight Hustling. Dick Darren, No Money Mike, Stu. We're all back at the headquarters. What's going on?
Oh, we're kicking it, man. We're fixing to talk to I think the nephew of Warren Jeffs, right? Brandon?
Yeah. So Brandon Jeffs out of the FLDS had a show on, I think it was on TLC, something like that. So got in contact with him to come talk about the story of the FLDS and kind of what he's doing now.
Running like an underground railroad of sorts, taking these people out of that religious compound into the real world and introducing them to, that not everyone is evil and Satan walking around with horns in their head ready to kill them with a pitchfork.
So I wonder if the FLDS people use Freedom Munitions ammo.
You know what? I would think they would.
Freedom Munitions. Check out a link on our website, Freedom Munitions. That's the ammo we buy. Ship it right to your house. Sales every day. Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it out. Stu likes it.
I love that stuff. I mean, it's always quality. Don't think I've ever had one that's misfired.
Made in America.
Yeah.
Just like Dick Darren.
Yeah. Don't break in our house is all I can tell you.
All right.
Because we got Freedom Munitions backing us up, baby.
Let's get Brandon on the phone. See if he's ever used any Freedom Munitions. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, Dick.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? This is Dick Darren. I got Mike and also Stu with me here.
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going?
Hey, Mike. Hi, Stu. How you guys doing?
All right.
All right, yeah, man. So I'm glad you came on our show, and I saw you on TV on the I can't remember the show you were on there, but I remember me and my wife were watching it, and y'all had an interesting story. And when I was able to locate you online and asked you to come on the show and kind of talk about your history with the FLDS.
Yeah, the show was on TLC, and it was called Escaping the Prophet. We filmed it the end of 2014 into 2015, and so we filmed that down in Colorado City, and I was with Flora Jessup, and basically the whole premise of the show is to go in and help families and children and basically anybody who wanted to escape the FLDS. We'd have an avenue and safe houses in place and some different avenues for them to come into like a safe haven or a safe environment, because they really don't understand anything other than life inside the FLDS, so the transition period is very tough.
Yeah, can you kind of talk a little bit what the FLDS, what it stands for and kind of how it came about?
Yes, the FLDS stands for Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints. It was originally started in the 1830s by a guy named Joseph Smith, which is the founder of the original Mormon Church. And in the 1890s, there was a split of the main Mormon church, and which is now the FLDS, because they, in Utah, to become a state in 1890, outlawed polygamy so they could become a state in 1896. So there was two offshoots, which is one right now, the main Mormon church, which does not practice polygamy, and then the FLDS, and then there's some other offshoots of that does practice polygamy. So there's two very, very distinct factions of the Mormon Church, the FLDS and the mainstream Mormon Church.
Okay, cool. Oh, so the mainstream Mormon Church, they're not for polygamy then, right?
No, they speak out against it very, very vocally and very publicly. And like I said, for the Utah to become a state, it's been outlawed. It's been illegal for more than 100 years. but there's not really a way to enforce it because of freedom of religion.
Oh, okay. So is that, so did you grow up in that environment?
I did. I grew up, as you're probably aware of Warren Jeffs, he's my uncle, and my grandpa, Rowan Jeffs, was the prophet of the FLDS while I was growing up. So I grew up with 3 moms and 20 siblings in the same house.
Oh, wow. That's true. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it is. And, my dad wanted 65 kids, and my grandma had 65 children. And like you read on my website, BrandonJeff.com, I left when I was 15, right before I turned 16, and just kind of figured out life as it went, and started high school, and then I joined the military the day after 9/11, and then I served in the Army for 7 years and did 2 tours over in Iraq, and then got out, used my GI Bill to finish putting myself through college, and I got a bachelor's degree in business, and then I've done some other businesses, and now currently I'm down in Tapachula, Chiapas, Mexico, doing some volunteer work with an orphanage here.
Oh, wow. And that's an amazing story.
Yeah, we appreciate your service, man. We really did.
Thank you. I'm actually a third-generation combat veteran. My grandpa was in World War II in the Navy. My dad was drafted in Vietnam, and I served in Iraq.
Oh, wow.
That's I have the same exact history, except for I was in the Gulf War. My father, my father was in Vietnam. My grandfather was in Normandy Beach. That's crazy.
Wow.
So what was it like?
We have some mystery.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up as a younger child in that environment?
It pretty much growing up. It was pretty similar to, I guess, most other childhoods, except there's just a lot more of it. So it was like children raising children. My mom was there. She was around. My other 2 moms were there. But there was so many kids and so much going on all the time. Like, my older sisters and older brothers are the ones that basically raised me. They took care of me. They made sure we got fed. And that was just the way it was. So growing up, it was pretty typical, other than we had really no access to the outside world. We weren't allowed to watch TV. There was no internet then, but we really had no access to the outside world. And the only thing we weren't allowed to watch TV, but when my mom did allow us to watch it, it would be like PBS, like nature programs, etc. Nothing that would be considered taboo, or like we call it dark, like even The Simpsons or something like that. We weren't allowed to watch that.
Oh, wow.
So how old were you when you decided you just weren't going to take it anymore? Was it before you were fit, before you left, or I'm assuming you decided a long time before you left that this life wasn't for you. You wanted to see what was out there.
Yeah, I have a very distinct memory as to what happened, and I started to question the validity of the FLDS when I was younger. I realized at a very young age, my mom, so we could afford to eat, we'd cut coupons on the Sunday paper every Sunday. And I got up early and got the newspaper and cut the coupons just so on the off chance that my mom would let me go grocery shopping. So that Sunday morning, and every Sunday morning, hopefully, I didn't get to go every time, but I'd still get up and cut the coupons. And when we'd go down there, we'd always use the same checkout lady. Her name is Nancy, and that was really the first Gentile. And to give you a premise of what Gentile means, it's basically anybody that's not part of the FLDS. So we weren't allowed to associate anybody that wasn't a part of the FLDS. And so she was the first person that actually spoke to me when I was a kid. And I realized that, hey, not everybody out in the world is evil. Not everybody out there in the world is bad like we were taught. So that kind of got the ball rolling. And at 12, and then it started becoming more and more prevalent, and then at 15, I just said I was done.
Oh, wow. So what do you have to do to say you're done? I mean, how do you get out?
I bought my older brother's car from him and basically just drove illegally and sped away from my dad's house while he was, so he didn't know. So I just basically escaped.
Oh, wow. So what happens, like, do they have people that actually, like, try to stop people from leaving?
Now they do. When we left, our family was actually the first family that was excommunicated from the FLDS. I left about a year before that happened, and the reason our family was excommunicated is because my oldest brother, he had a daughter, and she passed away at 7 months of SID, which is sudden infant death syndrome. Mm-hmm. And we had the wake at my parents' house, and even then, even at the funeral, we weren't allowed to associate with Gentiles. And Warren was looking at us through binoculars through the schoolhouse and saw us associating with Gentiles, and that is what ultimately got our entire family, like, excommunicated and kicked out of the FLDS.
Oh, wow. Is that religion, how is it today? Is it growing or is it shrinking, do you think? Or?
It's pretty stagnant right now. Like, they have, the Twin Cities, which is called Hilldale, Utah, and Colorado City, Arizona. And down in El Dorado, Texas, is where they built a huge compound with a big temple, and that's the evidence they actually seized and what got Warren caught. And he's serving 2 consecutive life sentences for sexual assault of a minor. So he's a convicted pedophile, and he belongs where he is, life in prison, because he's just a sick, twisted man. But my other uncle, Lyle, is the one that's running the FLDS right now, and Warren is still giving direction from prison. So I can really compare the FLDS to like an organized crime syndicate. I mean, it's just like the mob.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. When I saw that on TV, I had no idea that stuff like that even existed. Yeah,
most people don't have an idea. And most people have the, preconceived notion that something like this would never happen in their backyard in America. And this is in Arizona, Utah, Pringle, South Dakota. It's in Colorado. It's in California. It's some parts of Mexico. It's pretty prevalent. And, their whole thought process is, how can we screw the government? How can we pull one over? They created something that's called bleeding the beast. And basically what that means, the beast is the government, the welfare system, etc. And they consciously look for ways to defraud the government. So they're actually, the FLDS are proud of that.
Oh, in the name of religious freedom.
In the name of religious freedom, exactly.
Wow. So how many people do you think do you have any idea, like an estimate of how many people are actually in this still?
According to Sam Brower, he's a good friend of mine, and he's been a private investigator against the FLDS for a number of years. They're guessing anywhere between 8,000 and 10,000 active members right now.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they, if you ever do get down to, southern Utah or northern Arizona, they do stand up pretty like a sore thumb. The women, same hairdo. They're not allowed to cut their hair. They wear prairie dresses, kind of like back in like the 1860s. So.
Oh, kind of like the Amish people here in Tennessee?
Yeah. They actually look quite a bit like the Amish people, but I wouldn't say quite as radical.
Okay.
All right.
What is do they wear some like kind of, I'm trying to remember, I thought I saw on TV they wore like some kind of underwear or something, or?
Yes, they do. They have, we call it long underwear, or it's called holy garments. So it's basically like a cotton, piece of underwear that you wear from head to toe, and it's usually like a single piece. I wore it when I was a kid, and so that's called your holy garment. Basically, the whole idea of it is you're not supposed to show any skin to anybody else. Like, your body is a temple, and the only person that gets to see that is you and God.
Oh, okay.
All right. But yet you can have 3 or 4 wives, and how do you see their body?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I never got married in the FLDS, but I guess I could speculate on how that happened, but it was probably through the garments and whatever, so.
So have you ever attempted to go see Warren in prison and talk to him there?
He won't take our calls. My brother Brent, he wrote if you're interested as well, he's written a book about, our story as well. It's called Lost Boy. You can get it on Amazon. It's a Kindle. It's pretty much everywhere that you sell books. He went down and testified against Warren, and that was part of the character witness that put him in jail. When the trial happened, I was still in the military, and so I wasn't allowed to go do that because of my military duty.
Sure. Okay. Wow. Can you go openly into these communities, or are they kind of like blocked off?
You can drive in as an outsider or a Gentile is what we are, but they'll immediately start following you, and they'll make sure that you know that you're not welcome.
Oh, okay.
Cool, let's go.
How often does that happen? Do people drive through there? Like probably from that TV show, I would think.
Passers-by will drive through, and there's a gas station there. But if they turn off, then they have it's called the God Squad, and it's basically the FLDS private security. So they'll use scare tactics. They'll, if you stay too long, they'll try to run you off the road.
Oh wow!
I've heard stories of people getting shot at. I've never personally been shot at, but we've heard stories, and there's been disappearances, questionable disappearances of people, and yeah, I mean, really, in every sense of it, it is literally like the mob. It's organized crime.
Yeah.
I mean, from siphoning money from public utilities to, any way that they can fleece the government, they do it.
How did your show come about? Like, who approached you on doing a show on TLC?
Laura Jessup, she's been quite a big activist of helping the children and the women come out of that. And I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and I knew one of the producers of the show, and she came to me and said, would you want to team up with Laura and do this reality show of going and helping these families and helping these kids escape and setting them up with new lives? And I said, sure. So, after a few months of talking with Discovery and TLC, we got everything ironed out and started filming. And it was a very, very good experience for me.
So all the actual film footage of you guys going in and talking to people and helping them leave was actually true, real?
Oh yeah, we just had a camera crew following us.
Oh wow.
And so you were in danger all the time. It wasn't, fake,
no, this was real. This was real, yes, definitely.
Wow. You would think that a religious organization wouldn't be prone to violence, but it seems like like even the David Koresh and all that, when they're getting a compound and they arm themselves and they get an ideology, of following one person. One person says, hey, we're under attack, then, of course they're going to defend themselves,
Exactly. And the FLDS do believe in what's called blood atonement. So what blood atonement is some of the people still believe in that it's actually better for me. You're a Gentile because you've never been a part of the FLDS. I'm what's called an apostate or a son of perdition. And what that is somebody that knew the right way and basically forsake it. It just says, I don't want any part of this, and I just wrote it off. So what blood atonement is they think it's better for me to save my soul that they kill me.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Yeah,
there's historical, there's history and on articles and everything about that in the early Mormon Church of blood atonement. And so it's all kind of littered in the Mormon history and the FLDS history.
Well, a lot of religions have a lot of blood on their hands. There's no doubt about that.
That's very true.
Yeah,
What about the show? Are you familiar with any of the show? Like what is that? Where the guy has like 8 or 9 wives on TV?
Oh, Sister Wives, Cody Brown.
What kind of religion is he following? Do you know?
That's a polygamy-based religion. It's roughly kind of the same concept of how I was raised in the FLDS. To me, Sister Wives and Cody Brown, it's just more of an entertainment factor to me. That was not how I grew up. They kind of glorify it and make it seem like it is okay. For me personally, I don't think polygamy is correct, and I don't think it's right. If people want to practice it, fine, but I don't agree with it. And to me, it's morally everything and every aspect of it is wrong, because the children that you have in polygamy, they don't get any attention. Children are just a number. Women are treated like property. They use them as currency, and men are looked at like, they're very elitist and they're gods.
How does that work? Where I saw where if you have 3 or 4 wives, that the Warren Jeff guy, he can take some of your wives and give them to somebody else? How does that work?
Oh yeah. Basically, Warren they consider him God's mouthpiece on earth. So whatever he says goes. If he feels a man in the FLDS is unworthy of his family and wives, he just basically says, "You're not worthy. I'm taking your wife. I'm taking your family. You're kicked out," and they have to leave. So he takes the wives and takes the family and reassigns them to another man that he says is worthy.
Wow, that's insane.
And it happened hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times.
That seems so insane.
Destroyed them.
Yeah, that would seem like it would destroy them.
That's some. I've never heard anything like that really happening. And a lot of people are probably naive to the fact that it's happening daily in America.
Oh yeah, most people are. I mean, when we first aired the show, most of the comments that we received from viewers was like, "This is really happening," and they called it. They said, "Is this real?" And we're like, "Yes, this is very, very real. I grew up in it. Like, this is in our own backyard, and this is happening daily."
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we'll check out. You say your brother has a book on it, huh? Called Lost Boys?
Yeah, it's called Lost Boys. My brother's name is Brent Jeff. Okay. So they have hard Kindle versions. I don't know what your preference is. They have Audible as well, and that tells actually quite a bit of my story as well in there. So.
What brought you down to Mexico?
I was living and working in Hermosa Beach, California, which is a suburb of LA, and I was working on a startup, and we hit into a funding wall, and part of our funding for our Series A, which is like the beginning funding stage to get the company rolling, we hit a brick wall, and I wanted to do volunteer work for a number of years, and it turned out that this was the perfect time. So I started the process last November, and I literally sold everything I own, and I came down to Mexico with a carry-on and my laptop.
Oh, man.
And I committed to 6 months down here, and it's volunteer, so I don't get paid. I'm here at an orphanage with 47 kids, work 6 days a week, 10 to 12 hours a day. And basically what I'm doing is, these are underprivileged kids that come out of the orphanage and welfare system in Mexico, and we give them, a much better life. It really is like a home. And so they're treated like brothers and sisters. We come in as volunteers and, kind of give them a guiding hand on responsibility. They have daily chores, and we coach them, and it's kind of like, we're raising them.
Yeah. And that's awesome. Might send Mike down there. Maybe you can teach him something to raise him, get him off.
If you want to come down for a week or two, Mike, you're more than welcome.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't. I'd like to mentor some kids, but it's a.
You don't want that mentoring.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing to do. I mean, giving back to anybody is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And after the 6 months, I'm going to actually fly back to LA. My girlfriend is going to do the same thing, and we're going to fly back down here and do another 6 months to a year at this same orphanage and continue to give back to people that are less fortunate than we are.
Cool. What part of Mexico is it? Is it like middle or northern?
It's pretty much as far south as you can go. It's in a town called Tapachula, and then in the state it's called Chiapas. So it's about 15 minutes from the Guatemalan border.
Oh, okay.
So it's way far south.
So how is it safe for you there and everything?
Ish. You think about any of the dangerous areas in U.S., say Detroit, Compton, Baltimore. It's probably safer than those areas.
Oh,
but,
wow.
It's just using your common sense. mostly just like it is anywhere. Let's say you go out in New York at 3 a.m. and you walk through a shady area, you're probably more prone to getting robbed or attacked or something. You just use the same common sense down here as you would in America, and it's totally safe.
Okay. Right. Cool. But the food's good, huh?
The food is very good. I'm on a pretty simple diet of eggs, avocados, and bananas.
That's all you eat?
Yeah, pretty much every day with some greens and stuff. So
okay.
I kind of challenge myself to live as simply as the children do. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Wow, you're doing it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're a person that really sticks to what they believe in, and follows through. It's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely do. So for your information, it's called Mission Mexico.
Right.
If you want to know more about it, you can go to www.mission, which is MISION, Mexico.org.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. Maybe some of our listeners can, send some money down to help fund you.
Yeah, we are actually doing fundraising, and we have children that need education sponsors. So you think about the cost of schooling in America versus schooling down here. $80 a month, $80 US a month will pay for a kid to go to private school year round. Uniforms, tuition, books, everything.
I'll send my kid down there.
Yeah, no, that's right.
So, the public schools are pretty lacking down here, but they have, the private schools where the kids go, and it's a top-notch education, and because it's in U.S. and the peso to dollar right now is about 15 pesos to $1. So your buying power of your dollar goes really far down here.
Oh yeah. So I saw you.
For instance, the apartment I live in is 120 US a month.
Okay. What's that like?
Yeah, it's just a small, 150 square foot studio.
Okay. So, do you have I guess you do have internet and stuff, though, huh?
I do have internet. It's not as nice as Verizon Fios or anything like that. But
you got to get Slim to get on the internet. He's got all the cell phones.
Right?
Let me text him. See if we can get something done. I saw you said you were going to be on Piers Morgan, right?
That was we already were on Piers Morgan. So we were on MSNBC, The Cycle. We were on Piers Morgan. We were on Huffington Post Live. Let's see, my brother's he's been on Larry King. I've been on Dr. Phil a couple times. He's been on Oprah. So we've worked pretty hard at getting our message out there. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me and continue to get our message out there, not only about, the tyranny in the Ex-FLDS, but what I'm doing down here personally with Mission Mexico. This is very important to me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we think it's awesome anytime anybody we interview they're doing something so, I think it's philanthropic. It's giving back. We always want to support that and give a big shout out and then make sure our listeners know what it's about.
Awesome.
Yeah, so now you did Piers Morgan. Now you did a good show, Straight Hustling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you finally hit the big time.
On the show, I've looked at your T-shirts, and I would definitely rep one of those.
Oh well, yeah, man. I'm gonna send you one then, man. I just need to get your address. I'll shoot you one down there. You can send me a picture.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
You hit the big time when you're on Straight Hustling. That's for sure.
Oh, you know it.
Oh man. So, man, I definitely, you got a cool story. That's why I wanted to kind of hear kind of some of the history and what's going on and what you're doing now. And, man, that's all good stuff. You came from not having much to, really, doing a lot of stuff. Went to college and went to military.
For this country, you can't put a price on that. You know what I mean? You got character that's a mile wide from that, I'm sure. Cause I understand.
I totally agree. When I was contemplating joining the military, it was a thought, and then 9/11 happened, and that was my, straw that broke the camel's back. So I walked in the recruiter station on September 12th, and he goes, "Sign me up."
All right.
Man, yeah, we need more people to do that. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm definitely going to send you a shirt, man. If you shoot me your address, that'd be cool. Get you down there. Straight hustling down there in Mexico.
Yeah, take a picture with all the kids with that shirt on.
We'll
maybe somebody will
just surround
buy some shirts and stuff and send you some money or something.
That would be fantastic. I'll email you that info, Dick, and then we can go from there.
Okay. All right, man. Well, man, I want to thank you for coming on, and we'll definitely keep in touch, man. Anytime that you got anything cool, new stories, anything new pops up, just hit us up, and we'd love to have you on again.
And maybe get your brother in touch with us if you could. That'd be cool.
Oh, I'll definitely do that too. I'll shoot him a text and have him get on the radio with you guys, and that way you can get his side of the story. And he, while I was in the military, he's the one that started the manhunt and the lawsuit against Warren that ultimately got him caught and in jail. So.
Oh yeah, that's a great story.
He would definitely be open for it.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, man. We sure appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming on our show. Great story. And look to talk to you soon, man.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you.
Right.
All right. That was Brandon Jess from Mexico, live from Mexico.
Yeah, down there at the mission. He's helping the little children down there that need some education, everything, give them education in the home. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to check out his website is brandonjess.com. The mission the orphanage that he's working at is
It's missionmexico.org.
Check it out.
That's written on the wall as well.
Check that out and donate some money to them.
Yeah, they need
They
some
got
money
a good
down
cause
there,
down there going on.
Man, you can educate a kid for $80 a month. We spend that much in coffee each month.
I don't
Money Mike spends that much in beer each.
Instead of $150 a month to get Mike down there.
Every week, it's got to be a budget of at least
Bush beer.
80 to 100 Bush beer. Yes, I drink at least $80 worth a week, or maybe 50. I don't know.
When are you going to start drinking Freedom Munition ammunition instead of Bush beer?
Well,
Bush beer goes along with Freedom Munitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing: is when I'm shooting my Freedom Munitions, I drink Bush beer normally, and I shoot Bush beer cans. You shot quite a few with the Freedom Munitions too, haven't you?
That's probably not a good plug.
What? It's a good plug. Any plug's a good plug,
when
except for a hair plug or a butt
Freedom
plug.
Munitions, I'm drinking Bush.
Yeah, that's good for the redneck games because I'm a redneck.
Working man's ammunition.
All right, so shit. But check our link on our site for Freedom Munitions. We buy all our ammo there. You can come up here, the Straight Hustling headquarters, and we'll help you shoot all the ammo up. Great prices.
They send it right to your house too. It's great. You don't have to go anywhere. You just hit them on the internet. Boom. Hit the link on our website, and they'll send you some ammunition as soon as you order it.
Tell them where the website is, Stu, so we can get the hell out of here.
Hey, y'all, check us out at www.straighthustling.com. Again, we have our link to Freedom Munitions there. We also have the important stuff like our links to our T-shirts. Hey, what color T-shirts we have right now, Dick?
Man, we got red, gray, pink, green.
What about the fly orange ones?
The fly orange ones. Yeah, the orange ones do look good.
Yeah, you're just going to have to get on the internet and check out every color, order what you want, because we got it for you, baby.
Hey, and when you're sitting at work looking for something to listen to, stream us on iTunes or Stitcher at Straight Hustling.
We even got an iTunes link on our site now.
We did?
Check it out, yeah.
We're big time, baby.
You log in at work, you click the iTunes link, and you're up and running.
Yeah. Check us out.
Everybody thinks you're working, but you're really listening to us. It's awesome. So do it.
They won't work. Well, they won't be working when they're laughing.
Exactly. Because, everybody that works on the computer doesn't really work anyway.
Oh, shit. Whatever.
Boom, boom, stab at y'all.
All right. We got to get the hell out of here. Drug test Mike. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But if you ain't hustling, you ain't living.
Is that drug test written?
Double-fisted, top twisted to a tall boy PBRs. Well, all my boys say you ain't got a shot, 'cause her man's tougher than a concrete block. I said, now give me 30 minutes, we'll be rocking in the parking lot.